the result of the 23rd of June has shown two things. As Peter's rightly put it, that the people who won the Brexit, did not plan to win, and the people who lost did not plan to lose. But from an economic perspective and from a security perspective, when the United Kingdom joined the EU in 1973, economically it was beneficial for them. And the reason why the somewhat pressure was being put in the Conservative Party was because, it was economically seen that, times have changed, and therefore it was no longer beneficial somehow for the United Kingdom to be a member of the EU. So I think time has played a very, very important role here, and we have to take that into consideration. But the biggest problem that we have now is that they voted to leave the EU without a plan. So what is going to be done now is a matter of pure speculation. I think Article 50 has still not been triggered, so some people are saying that it may never be triggered, which is not true, but let's see what happens. I mean, from the security perspective, I think it depends on how the UK reacts and what kind of arrangements that they have with other European states. The EU was not originally a security architecture, it was an economic architecture. The United Kingdom has a very powerful role to play with the UN. They're a member of the NATO, and they have their own internal security. So I don't think security is going to be an issue because at the moment, despite the fact that you have this collaboration with the European Union, you still have a lot of security lapses because sharing intelligence and surveillance is not just sharing intelligence and surveillance, but it's actually sharing intelligence and surveillance on time. And these are some of the lapses that I think the European Union has. If you look at the current insurgency and terrorism crisis that most of the states face, they don't share intelligence on time. So I think the United Kingdom would cope in that essence, but it's still a risky thing to do because, as my colleague rightly said, collaboration is always good, and being an island, is not the best idea. But I think one of the biggest fear is that this union that was set up, to ensure that there is no longer insecurity in the world, I think there's going to be a big threat, to other nations and to other unions. But I think, I don't want to make speculations because what I've seen for the past month is that no speculation, has yielded any fruits.
Thank you. The saying goes that there is power in numbers. And I believe that when the EU started, they wanted to be powerful union that would support everybody and maybe feared by everybody. And I believe that such a message, such an action that's happening by the UK pulling out, they're giving the message that they don't want it anymore. Maybe at the beginning it was more benefiting for them. When you go into a collaboration with somebody or a contract with somebody, you want to feel that it's a win-win situation. Maybe at the beginning they felt that they are going to actually benefit more. And then as time passes by, they believe that they are not winning anymore. So they want just pull out of it and look at their own benefit and their own people. And there are lots of problems and employment, and perhaps that is the main reason that made them pull out on immigration. But having said that, this is actually showing that they are going through a turbulent time, and it's sending the message that it's people always are afraid of the unknown, are afraid of change, and lots of people hate change. So that goes along with the territory. But I think it's actually a bold and powerful move from them, even though they don't know what's unknown and they're still going for change. And they are with an open chest saying, let's go forward and see what's going to happen. And how are we going to deal with it? So it's debatable. It may be good, it may be bad. And I think with all the terrorism and all the attacks that's happening in Europe, maybe the UK wants to strengthen their borders, and that is their point of view. They think that if we are pulling out, maybe we have more control. Maybe when we're smaller, we would have more control. So we can be sitting here and debating and say maybe this and maybe that, and who knows? Time will tell, and action speaks louder than words. And well, this comes with change, and that comes with globalization. And whichever point and angle you're standing and analyzing it, there are pros and there are cons. So let's move forward and see what's going to happen.
Thank you. Thank you. My view is like that. You see, sometimes when I think of democracy, I feel for it. But the answer is why. The question is why. Because you see, when the vote is given, remain and or stay or out, if we look at the percentage, almost near. So what I'm trying to mean, you see, it is not that 2% is telling yes, 98% is telling no. Now, this is the crucial moment now. So at this point, not thinking all other amenities, we need to focus on one thing. When a decision taken democratically, how it can be solved. So this is the point now we need to touch. Those who are in the leading position. The Prime Minister visited Germany yesterday. She's going here and there. So we need to see and focus how she is trying to manage the whole thing. Because needs to satisfy those who told yes and needs to satisfy also those who told no. So that means this is the country that both parties, they build the country. And another things what I was discussing yesterday is that it is not very far that recently a recession has gone and the country is now just going to be stabilized. But this election has come very soon. That means people did not get much time to think of. And somebody of our colleagues told before that the people who does not think of the globalization, they are the one who did not want to stay. That means they are within themselves. So my point is that now, to get the opinion, we needed to educate people. But that time did not come. It was so sudden. And then people were in any way, yes or no, both parties, both sides, brainwashed was there, you see. So majority people could not understand what they were doing even. And then it happened. So as the Western world, UK is strongly a democratic country, they have to accept it, what has happened. And for, again, re-election, there was a propagation went on, but they did not accept it because they cannot accept what has happened is happened. So now, economically, if we look at that, a very big union, European Union, it is not a small thing. It was a very big integration, but it takes time. We cannot get the result very soon. So people are coming here, that the immigrant people. I am in Canada, I know what immigration is. Among 10, you can see 9 from other places. So, but they were so much united. They built the country strongly. But it took time. It didn't come in one day. So the same with UK also. When US started, many people came from other countries, but a group of people did not like that. They have come and they are taking our job. Now we cannot be provided. So many things come, that is a vicious circle going on. So now, not thinking of another, my friend told that it was not a military union, it was an economic, it was a business. So it was a strengthening the country's position. So at this moment, not debating all this external matter, we need to give focus and attention, or we need to advise in an excellent way, give our opinion how the present situation can be tackled. And even we need to pray for the leaders that they can manage the things. They can satisfy both yes and no. That is my decision.
Actually, the fact is that UK enter EU without plan and get out without plan. That is the reality. UK has one hand in US and one hand in Europe. Actually, when they want to make the decision to join EU, they were very reluctant. This is a fact. People must understand it. The second reason also, most of the EU countries, they are failing state. They have no hope, they have no progress, they have no any economic views or future. Declining in human skills, people just want to come to UK to get the benefit and misuse the relation between EU and UK. And this definitely bothers the people who are staying here. I cannot accept huge people came from other countries just to enjoy the benefit and not contribute to the economy. This is why people vote for to exit EU. UK will be better off if open to people from every country that we are seeing here. If you go to London, you see people from different background. It's beneficial for them, people with different background, from Africa, from Caribbean, from everywhere. They come with different culture, with different skills. They contribute more to UK than people come from Europe. They have the similar skills, similar culture of enjoying only the benefit. And I think this is the reason why people vote for yes to leave Europe, and UK in the future, in the long term, will benefit from having a relation in Commonwealth. There are many Commonwealth members. Culturally, economically, everything has a relation with UK and benefits so much. And it has also a lot of trade agreement with ASEAN, with NAFTA, with everywhere. So they can benefit more than getting in from Europe. And definitely they can have a free trade agreement and economic relation with Europe also. So the decision was wise, and UK will be having better future. We have the same concern. I'm not from ASEAN, but there is a concern now in ASEAN. They are going to move to ASEAN community, same as EU. Who is warring now? The countries who are rich, Singapore, Malaysia, and Brunei, they are afraid so much from accepting the idea of ASEAN community. Huge people from Indonesia, from Vietnam, from Philippines, from Laos, they give them a cheap labor, they have the same right to stay. So if they accepted the idea of ASEAN community, these people, they have the right to enjoy all the benefit. So Singapore, Malaysia, and Brunei, as rich country under population, will never accept the idea of EU or ASEAN community. I'm very optimistic, and I will see UK better off out of Europe.
Well, I think I'm not going to add more, but talking from the education point of view, I mean, it happened. They left, or they're on their way to leave the European Union. But looking at the education part, we cannot forget that the UK, they were having the best education, and they were leading the whole world in many things, including education. And they were spending too much money for the European, other European countries, letting them to study freely and being treated like the British people or whatever. So I think they can just replan, and they can be recovered quickly because they used to teach all the world and how to be leaders and lead the world. So I think they will be fine with regards to the education, with regards to the research. Grants, I know that there is some statistics been published that the grant research is going to be affected because they decided to leave the European Union. But I'm sure that they will replan, they will do their statistics, their research, their studies, and they will do perfectly in the future.